So another day and another match of Indian Premier League, and we are building up onto the match between Rajasthan Royals and Punjab Kings. I am joined by Trisha Ghoshal here in the studio, Rajaraman and Bharat also to discuss what to expect from this match. So Trisha, these two teams have produced most of the thrillers in this IPL, beat last ball thrillers, beat last ball six, beat five sixes in an over. They have produced everything. So first of all, what are you expecting from this match before I go to Rajaraman and Bharat?
I'm expecting a blockbuster. Two blockbuster teams can only produce a blockbuster, I think.
Throughout the WPL, I have been saying, give me a super over, give me a super over. And tonight, if these two teams produce a super over, then it won't be a surprise. Rajaraman, I mean, most of the thrillers we have seen Rajasthan Royals and Punjab Kings battling out in the most intense of matches we have seen in IPL history. Are we up for another one this evening?
Yes, definitely. But I think the D factor will come into play. The due factor, as
Hmm.
Bharat has been tweeting all day, I think, going to be important. I hope it doesn't. There's not much due there today. Then it'll be a great contest. But otherwise, the team bowling second is going to be in trouble if there is due. So the contest might lose some of the flavor of a blockbuster that Trisha wants, because dew can be a real spoil sport in Guwahati, and I hope it doesn't happen tonight.
And Sanju Samson, that is Rajasthan Royal, has won the toss and they have opted to field first. And as Rajaraman was saying, that Sanju has actually mentioned that because they're going first because they're expecting some dew. So, because it's Guwahati and because dew is expected, that's why Rajasthan Royals will be bowling first. Bharat, coming to you, you have been, constantly tweeting about dew, as Rajaraman already mentioned. Do you think that that's the correct decision?
Yeah, you expect them to field first. So, see, due is something that you always expected Kawati because even if you go back the 30 years ago when South Africa played Sri Lanka in an ODI match, that's a day match, agreed. But you could see there's a lot of humidity. It's always been the case with Kawati. That's the first thing you see. The weather report, even when India played South Africa, something that I included in the preview as well, that 458 runs were scored because there was a lot of dew there, and it became very easy for the batters to hit runs. So in that sense, you expect them to bowl first because I guess the dew will might get worse, and the humidity you expect it to be around 85%, 80-85%. So there should be some dew at least.
Even Shikhar Dhawan at the toss has mentioned that there's going to be definitely going to be some sort of due here. And Rajaraman, Rajasthan Royals are going with the same playing 11. Of course, they are coming, they are fresh from the victory from the last match. So makes some sense after a comprehensive win in the last game.
Definitely. Why would you want to change a winning side? If you've done
Hmm.
well and you played really well at that, you
Right.
wouldn't want to change. And it is not as if they've had some replacement or quality players flying in from overseas, like in the
Hmm.
case of Punjab side with Kagiso Rabada being available for them. They might be inclined to make that change. But Rajasthan Royal looks good. They've had a great first match, and I think they are set. But while we are on due, Shubhayan, I think
Hmm.
the good thing is that this match is being played entirely at night, so you might see both teams being affected by dew. So the
Right.
factor, the percentage chances of one team not being affected by that comes down drastically. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle the wet ball and how the batters make the most of the situation.
Absolutely. Bharat, Shikhar Dhawan has also said that, even Punjab is going with the same 11. So, no Kagita Rabana with them.
Same 11, right? So
Yeah.
not sure because I would if I were the captain, I would have definitely gone for Rabada because that gives PBKS some sort of what can I say, variety as well. You have a left armer there, and then Rabada as well. They're perhaps not at ready. It's just or something like that. But otherwise, definitely they should have picked both Arshdeep and Rabada up front. They definitely would have made some kind of difference because you have left arm angle and then you have the right arm pace bowler. So that is their call. So let's see.
I mean, we know that both the teams, Rajasthan Royals and Punjab Kings, have been tipped as favorites by many pundits, many former cricketers during the commentary. But looking at the playing 11, Shikhar Dhawan and Prabhsimran Singh actually gave them a blockbuster start, scored some fiery boundaries up front, and he has been in good touch in the domestic circuit as well. But the role of Shikhar Dhawan, Rajaraman, he has been playing that anchor role. In the last game we talked about how Punjab missed that anchor last season around. So do you think Dhawan playing that role in today's T20 format to T20 game where every opener or at least in the power play the players would tend to go all out? Do you think Dhawan's role is really up to date from in this T20 format?
It depends on the track, really, Shubhain. I think that on a flat deck, with both teams having so much firepower, Punjab cannot afford to have Shikhar Dhawan motoring along at a steady pace. They need him to
Right.
fire. They need the Shikhar Dhawan of the old, somebody who can score at about 140 rather than 120 or 125. That makes the difference. I think Shikhar will have to up the game today. He cannot play the role that he played in the last game. It's a very big game for them, and they've got to win
Right.
it. It's important for them, for Shikhar Dhawan to give the kind of explosive start that we associate Shikhar with. This is not a track. If it's a belter of a track as we expect it to be, based on the last game, then Shikhar has to change the role. Horses for courses is what they say, but Shikhar has to play according to what the track is and how to put pressure on the opposition. He really knows that he can't afford to be batting at 120 per 100 balls.
True, true, very true.
But and when we are talking about openers, we do need to talk about Rajasthan Royals openers. Yashasvi Jaiswal, George Butler. Uh, George Butler has been fantastic even in international cricket. And Yashasvi Jaiswal complimenting him. Bharat.
See, Jose Butler has had problems, as you know, against Bhuvneshwar Kumar and Arshdeep Singh. He has gone through that game nicely because Bhuvneshwar Kumar obviously didn't swing the ball as well much. So let us see what he does against Arshdeep Singh. He's someone who has a back foot trigger. So when a player has a back foot trigger, obviously against swing bowling, the first couple of overs he might get into some kind of trouble, but once he gets going, he's someone who's really good at hitting those sixes. He makes those makes it look very easy. He's someone who combines baseball and
Hmm.
cricket basically to crack those sixes. Jaiswal obviously has been cracking form in domestic cricket. Someone who has that little bit of trigger, flicks it really well. Any kind of room, he absolutely hammers strong hits. So left-handed, right-handed combination as well. So and then to be followed by Sanju Samson, obviously. So RR definitely have the top order engine really looks very dangerous.
Right, absolutely. And you mentioned Yashasvi Jaiswal's domestic form, and that is where Sanju Samson will also need to convert those starts into big one. He played a great knock in the last match, but Sanju Samson Rajaraman has been a curious case in international cricket. On social media, he's a cult. He's a hero of thousands of people. Every time Sanju Samson is not picked, there's a debate. There's his name trends every time. But IPL is the platform. We have been talking about IPL as a spotlight platform, and this season, if he can really push himself to a 600 plus season, maybe he will say to the selectors, "Okay, you need to start giving me chances and proper chances, not just one-off matches."
There's no question. You're right, Shubhain. I 100%. He will want to have a good season, but he cannot be thinking about the whole season tonight. He has to think about the game today and continue
Right.
the form that he showed in that last match. I think it's critical for him to play one match at a time, be smart, and one delivery at a time, and then
Hmm.
play the way he can. He's quite an explosive lad. for somebody who's not muscular, for somebody who's not 6 foot plus, he packs quite a punch. And his sense of timing, his sense of placement, I think these two qualities really make him a wonderful batsman to watch. But then, for all those, including me, we have to
Hmm.
answer one question: in whose place are we going to field Sanju Samson in the India side? Now, when he addresses that question himself, he will know that he's got to keep performing and be ready whenever he gets the opportunity. That one chance that one little window that he gets, he's got to make the most of it. Now, I don't think he's been able to do that in international cricket. The way he
Right.
can play, the way he can dominate IPL attacks, he need to translate that at the international level in that limited opportunity that he gets. Immense pressure when he plays there, but he's got to deal with it.
Maybe with Shreyas Iyer out for around 5-ish months, Sanju Samson could really knock the door or take the entire door down with a good IPL season.
Absolutely. From Sanju Samson to another RR, but this time a bowler, Yuzvendra Chahal,
Oh,
the purple cap holder last time. He has been an impactful bowler for quite a long time, but recently Kuldeep has been in the team above him. Uh, 4 wickets in the first match, all to play for, and also Punjab Kings happens to be his favorite side. He has picked up, I think,
28.
28 wickets against them. Bharat, your thoughts on Yuzvendra Chahal, the game changer?
Rahal, one thing you have to say is for a period of time, perhaps he'll lost the ability to impart reps on the ball. That is where Kuldeep Yadav,
Hmm.
I think, got one up on him because he was just tossing it up, obviously, but you could see the reps on the ball wasn't there. Somewhere it might have got the confidence back now that he took a 4 for. Hopefully, that would help him to get a few more wickets because in the last 6 or 10 months, he's just been bowling slow. As Sriram Krishnan himself said, it's not my opinion. Sriram Krishnan himself said that on Twitter that Chahal is now just basically bowling slow. That is why he's not able to take wickets. So those 4 wickets
Hmm.
hopefully would help him to again get back among the wickets.
So we have the substitute bench as well for both the teams. So for Rajasthan Royals, we have Dhruv Jurel, the wicketkeeper batter, Akash Vashisht, the left arm spin all-rounder, Murugan Ashwin, leg spinner, Donovan Ferreira, again a wicketkeeper batter who was sensational in SA T20, and then Kuldeep Yadav. This is not the Kuldeep Yadav, the Chinaman Kuldeep Yadav, but a different Kuldeep Yadav with an I.
Pacer.
With an I to
Yes.
his name. And for Punjab Kings, we have Rishid Dhawan, who really didn't click as an impact player in the last match. Atharva Taide, who has been scoring tons of runs in domestic, and Harpreet Singh and Matthew Short. So they have named only four bench
Also,
players.
interestingly, they have named mostly batters.
Yes, yes. So very interesting because
And
they
they
will
will
be
be
batting
batting
first.
first,
They will.
yes.
So maybe Rishi Dhawan is your impact player again.
I don't see anybody else getting it.
Very interesting, very interesting. Your thoughts, Rajaraman, and okay, we have a Mohit Rathi as well as a bowling all-rounder in that 11, but Rishi Dhawan is more or less what I am predicting is Rishi Dhawan will be the impact player. Rajaraman, most of the teams have got this impact player thing wrong. They have not really utilized it well, expecting Punjab Kings and Rajasthan Royals to break this trend because last time around it really didn't work out well for them.
I think the teams are still figuring out what really the impact player is all about. Now, last night, for example, Delhi used Vijay Shankar pretty well.
Right.
Used him at right time.
Gujarat.
Uh, yes, of course, against
Yeah.
Delhi. Sorry, I got that wrong. So,
Yeah.
uh, Vijay Shankar's role was very critical yesterday. He held the Delhi charge, especially at a time when Hardik Pandya got out. Now, if you play the
Hmm.
small little roles, those 25, 30 runs at a critical time, then you've had the impact that you're looking for. Now, in our minds, moment we hear impact, it means explosion. Now, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to. If you're 3 wickets down for nothing at all, then you will send somebody who can hold things together. So he's done his impact. And if the team goes on to win, then he's played his role. So teams are still figuring out. What I don't understand is when they don't allow when you have got four foreign players on the field, they don't allow an overseas player to be the impact player.
Right.
Still list one overseas player as an impact player. I can't understand. Maybe there's something uh, that I'm missing out. I don't know what I'm missing, but it is mystifying. And to my mind, either teams don't have understanding of the rules that have been drawn up, or they don't have
Right.
enough players to put on the bench.
That could
Enough.
be very well the case. Yeah, that could very well be the case. But yes, Trisha, if we talk about both the teams, RR and Punjab Kings, we'll go
Well,
to the
I
predictions.
actually have a question, because I was looking at the impact ten and I was wondering. Now, of course, the rule has changed, and you can make your team like you are going to carry two different teams,
Right,
which means two different sets of substitutes, one
right.
for bowling first, one for batting
Batting.
first. Rajasthan has won the toss, and they are bowling first.
Hmm.
One, the fantastic point made by Rajaraman that no idea why Donovan Pereira is there. He cannot be there,
Right.
right? And the other point is, so you have five substitutes,
Hmm.
out of which I don't know, Akash Vashi
He can bat. He can bat. He can bat.
bat.
He can bat. Even Dhruv Jurel, both of them can
No,
bat.
no, Dhruv Jurel can
Yeah.
bat. That I'm completely sure. But Murugan Ashwin, Kuldeep Yadav cannot bat. Why is it?
They are specialist
I
bowlers.
mean, until this, you are not sure about your bowling lineup. Why would you have bowlers when you are bowling first? Because I mean, do you want them to come and bowl 4 overs?
Actually, the confusion with Akash Vasisht is that official team sheet term is as a bowler, but for Himachal, he is more of a batting all-rounder than a bowler.
Even
But
that's
then,
what I'm saying.
but
Even
then,
if you see that,
Divine and Trisha, there is also a possibility. For example, let us take Trent Bolt for bowling his 4 overs up front, and then
Right.
getting replaced by somebody who can bowl the death overs as well. So there are some players, there are
yes,
some fast
yes,
bowlers
absolutely.
who, who,
Right.
who don't do a good job with in the death. Therefore, you can replace somebody who bowls well up front. Someone like Siraj was notorious for that. He would have a
Right.
very good first spell, but would come back and get hammered in the second spell. Now
Hmm.
they have the option of bowling his 4 overs out, and then getting in somebody who excels in the death. I think this is where Gujarat Titans and his think tank will beat everyone hollow. I think they
Right.
have thought through this pretty well, and they're able to use the impact players slightly better than other teams.
The importance of bench strength, it will come to all
Not
use.
only bench strength, I think also you might have bench strength, but you're not using them well.
It could be the case. Very well,
Because
it could be the
that's
case.
the thing.
Yeah.
If one of the bowlers come out and bowl 4 overs, this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But if they don't, then this doesn't make any sense.
Then it doesn't make any sense. Maybe you can use Dhruv Jurel in place of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is packed. There's no place for Dhruv Jurel. Only point Dhruv Jurel can come is if you need, say, 30 of last 2 overs. Then maybe you are sending in a Dhruv
Yes,
Jurel
or maybe
or a
because
Akash
there's
Patel.
an impact player you want to replace Chahal with
Could
just to have a
could be the case. Could be the case. Could be the case. But some of the key battles, Bharat, I'll go to you for this one before I go to Rajaraman. Which are the key battles you are looking forward to from this match?
Yeah, already noticed one of them. Butler versus Arshdeep Singh, I think, will be one of those key battles. Then yeah, the Punjab Kings obviously. Let's see what Shikhar Dhawan does if he is going to come up against some off spin. If he can play some shots or just he will take a few singles here and there. So that's one more. Rajasthan Royals, obviously, Trent Bolt up front. He can take. He has been taking couple of wickets up front all the time. So Shikhar Dhawan again or Rajapaksa. Trent Bolt doesn't just swing the ball. He also has
Hmm.
learned that three-quarter seam ball from Team South. He has learned that
Yeah.
three-quarter seam ball. So he could take a couple of wickets up front, bang bang. So. That is another battle to look out for. A couple of them just mentioned.
Death, taxes, and Trent Bolt taking wickets in power play. It has to happen. Rajaraman, what are your key battles for this match?
So there's only one big thing that I'm looking forward to, and that is Ashwin bowling against the middle order of the Punjab side. How he
Right.
fares against the team where he has played before, how he handles or how he challenges the likes of Sikandar Raza and Shah Rukh Khan, for example. I think
Right.
that will become the key. How Ashwin bowls his 4 overs. Obviously, there is Chahal as well. But Ashwin's battle against the middle order of Punjab, I think that will be fascinating to watch tonight.
Perhaps, the food for thought. Ashwin against Shikhar Dhawan and Rajapaksa up front as well in the power play.
It is a possibility, definitely.
Hmm.
Any team will want to think about that, and Ashwin has done well with the new ball in the past, so that's an option. But when you say battles that you look forward to, Ashwin against the middle order, and that would be his real challenge. I think bowling with the new ball, he's quite adept at that. But to come and control the middle order from flowing away with plenty of runs and then maybe picking a couple of wickets, that will be a fascinating battle to watch. Of course, with the new
Hmm.
ball when it comes up against Shikhar Dhawan, will be a great one as well.
My key battle is Dew and the bowlers. How they
Absolutely,
tackle.
absolutely. I think super true. But also, I think against Punjab, against Rajasthan Royals spinners, do you feel that the Punjab middle order is a little inexperienced? The likes of Jitesh Sharma, uh,
Shah
Raja,
Khan.
of course, is not inexperienced. Shah Rukh Khan probably has played Ashwin a lot
Hmm.
in GMPL, but maybe not Chahal, Bharat.
Can you say it again? Some disturbance was there.
Yes,
Just can you ask again?
I was saying, I was saying that the Rajasthan spin duo versus
The middle order.
Punjab's middle order players like Jitesh Sharma, Shah Rukh Khan, they're pretty. I mean, they aren't that experienced against. I would say pretty experienced Ashwin and Chahal.
There's some experience, right? In domestic cricket, if you look at Jitesh Sharma, he has been scoring a lot of runs. So I don't think he would be afraid. Someone we have seen every single game, he just goes after the bowling, whoever it is. So he'll play with freedom. So yeah, I think he has enough experience. Look at how he has performed in domestic cricket.
Hmm. Well, time to take some predictions before the
Absolutely.
match. Rajasthan Royals, Punjab Kings. When we did our big preview, I had them. I was confused whom to pick as favorites. They are so good on paper. But Rajaraman, I'm going to put you on the spot. Number one, your player of the match, like the key player who could make a difference in today's match, and then the win prediction. Who is going to win?
I think Sanju Samson will make the difference, both with his
Hmm.
batsmanship and with his captaincy. Sanju will be the man I will watch a little bit with a little bit more interest than the others, and I
Hmm.
fancy Rajasthan to emerge with a victory over Punjab tonight. Primarily because they are going to be chasing, and I think they've got a very good batting unit, and I think the bowlers will restrict the Punjab batters from getting away to a big score. Key in this game will be to get those 200 plus runs and put pressure on Rajasthan Royals, but I don't see that happening. Not with a Shikhar Dhawan
Ooh.
20. If he can up the ante and score at a fast clip and last 10 to 15 overs, then it might become a fascinating game to watch. But I think this is Rajasthan Royals match to lose.
Rajasthan Royals' match is what Rajaraman is saying. Bharat, your prediction, key player and then the win loss.
Yeah, I also would go for RR only because of the dew factor.
Ah,
When the humidity is like 80-85%, you expect some dew. One player I would watch out for is I just mentioned Jitesh Sharma. Is someone I think I really like him as a player. Not just against spin. Is someone who can play the pull shot. He can play horizontal bat shots. He's really not at all afraid. He's someone who plays a lot of freedom. If he gets going, you just watch out for him. He could get 60 of 25, 30 balls. Hopefully, he can make those starts count. Someone I would really look forward to.
Yeah, but
Richa, your
Shubham,
picks? Yes,
Shubham,
Raja sir.
you can't escape addressing that question yourself. Okay. Uh, some time ago you had this conflict. So has it been resolved? Tell us a little bit about that.
I'll be happy with the super over today. To be honest, I'll be happy with the super over. I'm still divided between these two teams, but yes, the dew will play a major role in the northeastern part of India. So Guwahati, dew factor, Rajasthan Royals, it's going to be like the favorites, and plus the player I am particularly looking forward to is Yashasvi Jaiswal again. I really feel that if he can push his case in this IPL, he will be there because a multi-utility player and explosive left-handed batsman up front is, and he bowls a bit of leg spin as well. So Yashasvi Jaiswal is the guy I'm looking forward to watch. Trisha, your pick?
Well, Rajasthan seems like that team who has all the correct ingredients.
Hmm.
So seems like they will make the best, you know, food. For me, the player would be Ashwin and Chahal duo
Hmm.
because it's fascinating to watch a spin duo in conditions where there will be dew.
Hmm.
What can they exactly do? And they are a brilliant, brilliant pair to watch together.
Oh, without a shadow of doubt. So our studio, our panel, there virtually, there we all have agreed on
It's
Rajasthan.
all pink.
Hopefully, Rajasthan Royals won't come after us after the match if they want to lose because they will all term us
Yeah, jinxing.
jinxing. So hopefully that won't be the case. But we'll be back again after the match ends for our
Can I add
post-match show
something?
to discuss.
Can I add
Yes,
something?
Bharat.
Yeah. There is some hope for Punjab Kings because the last match that took place at Guwahati was between India and South Africa. India scored 237 and South Africa scored 221. So perhaps you have to get 230 or 220. So there is a lot of view and the hope that you can restrict the opposition and win by 10 runs. So
For that, as
batting
Rajaraman
first,
said,
you might still win.
Shikhar Dhawan. For that to happen, Shikhar Dhawan will have to up the ante, as Rajaraman has been saying in this show. But yes, 200 plus is what we are expecting if they want to make a good match out of it. Let's see what happens, but we'll be there to discuss the entire proceedings after the match ends. So join us for the post match as well. But before that, enjoy the game and keep watching Red Sports. Thank you so much.
Thank you.